Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know that this month has been the worst month I have ever had on the carnivore diet. And the problem is not the carnivore diet, the problem is actually me. I have been incredibly inconsistent. I am probably out of ketosis and I feel like I am starting from ground zero, day one. So just a little background of what has been happening. In our 3-month update, I mentioned that in the month of May, I cheated a total of 3 times, and that has totally brought my cravings for carbs, processed food, and sugars back with a vengeance, and I feel very uncontrolled that food addiction is just rearing its ugly head again, and I have fallen off track completely and I need to get back. And when I say that I've fallen off, it's not that I've had all of these cheat meals. In fact, my inconsistency has not been a cheat meal. I haven't eaten an entire cheat meal. My inconsistency has been in little tiny bites of food. For example, and here's real vulnerability for you, when I am making my toddler a snack, let's say he's going to have a peanut butter jelly sandwich and some goldfish, not that I should be doing that, I'm going to talk about that later, but if he doesn't finish some of that, sometimes at the end of it he's eating, I'm like, oh, well, I'll just have, the one bite left of the PBJ, or I'm gonna snatch just, 3 goldfish. How much could it really hurt? Actually, it can hurt a lot, and I think the reason it's hurting so much isn't necessarily the carbs or the calories, while it could be that, but that it has completely re-triggered those food addictions and those food cravings for sugar and for processed food, that now I'm wanting this food all the time, and it's very difficult for me to stay on track. And in our 3-month video, I also mentioned how one of the worst things you can do is to have a cheat day and then not give yourself grace and then not get back on track. So you have a cheat day one day, and then the next day, and then the next day, and then all of a sudden you've had a cheat week. But the one thing I didn't talk about in that video is, what if you get to that point where you are caught up in a cycle of cheating or a cycle of being inconsistent? What if that's you? And what do you do to get back on track? Because that's where I am, and I don't know how to get back on track, and it's been a very difficult month. This entire month of June, I have not lost a single pound or a single inch, and I'm feeling demoralized. So how do I go from the place I am now to getting back on track and back to accomplishing my health goals? I've just been spending some time in some personal reflection about why I have derailed so much from where I wanted to be. And the issue that I was able to pinpoint was that we have some food in our house that is not carnivore, that is processed, that is carbs, that is sugar. And all of that food, honestly, is food that we had bought for our toddler, but then when I'm having a craving and when I'm being weak, I go eat some of it because I know it's there, and just like any other addict, I know it's there. I'll try to find it, I'll eat it in secret, dispose of the evidence, and here I am, derailed. But here's the thing about that processed food and the sugar that we've been buying for a toddler that's then tempting me in the pantry. Should our kid be eating that stuff anyways? Why are we still feeding him white flour tortillas? Why are we still feeding him mac and cheese? Why are we still buying him goldfish? And this is, we have those things in our house, and those are tempting me. And are those even good things for me to be feeding to my kid? Those are the things that I ate as a kid. And now I'm in this position where I'm 140 pounds overweight. I'm a food addict. I'm addicted to carbs and sugar. Is that the life that I really want to give to my child? And so Patrick and I were really reflecting on this, not just to set myself up for no longer being inconsistent and cheating when I'm home, but also how can we fix our child's diet so that he doesn't end up with the same issues, the same food addiction, the same carb and sugar cravings that a majority of American children have. And I actually took all of the food items that we have for our toddler in our pantry and I set them up on our counter. And you know, there's maybe only 8 boxes of food. And I was just thinking to myself, how weak am I that these 8 boxes of food is what is completely derailing my goals for the future? Like, that just really showed me like how much of a problem I have with food and how much I still have to go on this journey to get where I need to be. That little amount is what's tempting me. Like, are you kidding? But you know, it's the truth, and that's where I'm at, and I wanted to be honest about that because I bet I'm not the only person who really struggles with this. So what we did is that we made a list of all the foods that we feel comfortable feeding our toddler that are high in protein, low in carb, whole foods, you know. So we have stuff that's quick, easy to make for our toddler, but also so that we no longer have any processed foods, processed carbs, or sugars that are in our pantry tempting me. So I think this is going to be a twofold improvement. Number one, there is no longer going to be any food in our house that is tempting for me. Number two, we are going to be setting up our child for successful eating habits for the rest of his life so that he doesn't have to come to the point where he is so overweight and have that impact his life and become part of his identity as being an overweight or an obese person. And so I'm really proud that we are making this change in our lives, and I'm very hopeful that this is going to help me also to stay consistent. So that is one of the things that we are doing while I'm at home to help me break this cycle that I have gotten onto of cheating in the little snacks that I've been having that aren't carnivore. 3 other things that I'm gonna do. Number 1, I get ready in front of the bathroom mirror every morning. I'm going to post little postcards of my whys for why I'm on this journey on the mirror so I can remind myself every day why I'm on this journey. Number 2, I'm gonna post pictures. I have a few like really old pictures from high school, similar to where I was, where I want to be at my goal weight. I'm gonna post some of those pictures in my pantry, in my fridge, so that when I open those cupboards, I mean, there's not gonna be any food there for me to cheat with anymore, really. So when I open those cupboards, I'm gonna be reminded of how I felt when I was at that goal weight and constantly reminded of my goal. And then number 3, I'm gonna take those whys and those pictures of where I want to be, and I'm also going to put them in my car, because if you watched our update video, I shared with you how I struggle with staying consistent when I am out of the house. I want to stop at a drive-thru, and you know, some of that is because I had already been inconsistent bringing those carbohydrates and those sugars back, which just increases your cravings, and then you get on this big cycle, and that's where I'm at right now. So we're trying to break that, and so I'm going to post my whys and my pictures of where I want to be in my car, so that if I'm in the drive-thru trying to order food, right in front of me is going to be, I want to have a healthy pregnancy. Right in front of me are going to be the reminder, I want to be a healthy example for my kids. Right in front of me is going to be the reminder, I want to be able to see my grandchildren show up. How much less likely am I going to be wanting to order fries if I have that pasted right in front of me? So I hope this video helps you, gives you a few ideas if you have kids and you're trying to get them to eat healthy. If you are in a cycle of being inconsistent like I am, that there is still hope for you. Keep going, identify what is causing your problem, and implement practical solutions to stop that inconsistency in its tracks. And for me, I feel like I'm having to take some pretty drastic measures, but at the end of the day, our health and our lives and the future of our kids are worth it. So there's the honest truth, and I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please make sure to subscribe. It really helps our channel out a lot, and we want to get this message out to people who may be stuck in a cycle of inconsistency, and so they can feel encouraged and have a few ideas to get out of that cycle. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click on this video where I show you how to make BLTs in a bowl. Stay strong, y'all.